Hey.
So anyway, there is, I established a board of directors, so we have leadership.
Yeah.
That way I had a team of people that can run day-to-day matches, and I can kind of focus more on editing and the big decisions and everything.
Yeah.
And play Diablo 4.
As Chris is here playing it too.
Yeah, you know how it would be. But anyways, so the board passed a majority ruling that if you're on the board of directors, you get 2 characters as kind of like a thank you for all the hard work everyone puts in.
Yeah.
So my second character was initially not Jey Uso, The Rock 2012, but I hate that one, so I traded somebody Jey Uso for The Rock 12. Because with Jay, we allow that edit on the moveset a little bit, so I can put the super kick as his finisher.
Yeah.
And it's real fun hitting that super kick.
Oh god, just from the one clip I saw, holy shit.
Bro, it's crazy. I didn't even realize. So in that one, it wasn't an actual true double super kick. If you look at that, he didn't connect with me. That's the tired animation from the move that made it look like he connected it with me.
It looked like your guys' shoes like kicked each other, and like the impact from your guys' like feet hitting each other was like, oh god, my foot hurts.
Yeah, because every other time I kept trying to do that, Shawn Michaels would always win with a super kick because his legs are longer than mine. So, because El Rio Toes is not very tall.
Not even the version I have in my game. He's not that tall.
Yeah, that's the point. He's supposed to be short and quick, real lean in his muscle mass. But no, I actually got moved up to the number 1 pound for pound wrestler in the league after Money in the Bank.
Yeah,
because I won 4 titles.
Oh god.
I won the trio tag team championships, the quad tag team championships. I won the King of the Cage, beating the number 4 guy and I think the number 6 guy. The number 4 guy is Mob Gates. He's actually one of the best in the league. And then I legitimately beat Pop, which is one of our biggest guys on Inferno in our 5-star one-on-one match.
Mm-hmm.
So that moved me up. That moved me up to the best in the league.
Mm. What's been going on with you, Chris? Work?
Yep.
Fun time of the year?
Work.
You been cutting watermelons or anything?
No, that's produce.
Oh.
One of the funniest things I saw you post was about the deli being closed, and the lady was like, "How do you know that?" It's like, I put 2 of the signs up, lady.
Yeah, because
it's like I'm the assistant manager.
Because they just hired. Oh, actually, it's Tori from Jolly Fox's sister just started there.
Oh Lord! Did you know that she tried to add me back on Facebook?
Yeah, she's added me back. And I was like, fuck it, all right.
I'm not sure if I want to add her back because she caused a lot of drama.
Right.
Did I ever meet that person?
No, you did. She was somebody that worked at Jolly Fox.
But Deli is like basically 2 people, now 3 with her there.
Yeah.
But they didn't have a closer, so the manager of Deli just put one little fucking sign up saying closed. I'm like, yeah, no, this ain't gonna work. I've already told 2 or 3 people they're closed because they have no fucking chicken. So I put 2 other signs up, and then a person's like, is anybody over in Deli? I'm like, nope, they're closed. Why? Because they have no chicken. They sent an email saying the distributor couldn't keep up with the higher demand recently, so they didn't have any chicken.
They didn't have enough cock.
Well, they should put some signs up. I'm like, there's 3 signs. How do you know? Because I put 2 of them up myself.
Bruh, I had so somebody had bought a weed eater and a mower and they heavily used it and returned it, said it didn't work when it did work. So obviously I can resell that. It's just got a bunch of grass and shit all over it. So it's, it's half off. And this one guy's, I had like a bunch of people trying to lowball me yesterday. But this one guy, real big country guy and everything, he was asking details. I'm really good at that shit, so I answered all his questions. He's like, how much? And I'm like, well, 50% of 500 is $250. He's like, you want $250 for that one? He's like, yeah. And I said, yeah. And then he said, I'll pay $100 cash right now.
Like, dude, that's a
so
fifth.
Yeah, I was like, the battery alone is worth more than $250. You're getting a steal here. And he was like, cash money. And I was like, oh, cash money, you say?
Oh, wow. All right, wow. That really matters in a company business.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was like, I don't give a shit how you pay. It's
Just give me the
$250.
money.
Like, maybe
He was
if
like,
it
"Man,
was
you're not
a
going to sell this."
person, like one-on-one person selling their shit, and they're like, hey, cash money right here, right now. Okay, but when you're in a corporate business, they don't give a fuck about cash.
Yeah. That battery alone costs $350. And it's a battery and mower.
You are a pain in the ass.
Like, but, yeah, it was, I had several people try and lowball me for that shit. And I was like, this is going to sell by the end of the weekend. And sure enough, it sold today, $250.
Huh.
Cunts. They were glad to take it.
Oh man.
But yeah,
So
that was a headache.
I'm gonna pull up the YouTube stats to kind of take a look at them and see how they've been doing. Like actually take a deep dive look at them because I can only see so much on my phone.
Oh yeah, I know. I haven't been posting as much. Like I was doing the 3 shorts a day, and it was giving us a lot of traction. But I stopped doing that because like I said, I got fucking burnt out.
Mm. That's why I lifted that 3 videos a day rule while I've been gone because, like, trust me, that's a lot of hard work for like one person. Because I know that
and running the league.
When I left, I knew that Chris was having issues with his computer still, so I knew that with his computer down and me gone taking care of my son, it would be a lot of hard work for one person. Because trust me, I did it for like 6-7 months.
Yeah, which we're still up in the last month, 60 subscribers or 59.
Yeah.
So we were doing more than when I was active about doing it. We were doing about double that, 100 a month.
Yeah.
So that's not too bad. Podcast wise, it's getting a lot of it, which is why I wanted to record this. Is us just talking. That shit gets watch time, especially from league members, because we talk a lot about Impulse.
So,
we're getting 4.5 watch hours right now from 3 episodes.
I do have some criticisms when it comes to you got your guys' podcast. I think the one episode I only listened to one of the episodes, and that was one of the early ones when it was you, Chris, and I think one of the other Impulse guys.
The last one, Lamp. Yeah, episode 2 probably.
Yeah, like I could tell that that you were trying to take charge of the podcast, like you were trying to lead it like normally what I would do, but I could also tell that you were having a very kind of a hard time trying to take the leadership role in that because I think you're so used to me taking that lead.
Yeah, and that's why. So in episode 2, so Limp is real shy still. Lyson, you're quiet. Talk, but you're a little quiet. And then Limp's nervous as hell because Chris, you're never nervous, but he's nervous. So usually when we have the 3 of us dynamic, it's me and Myke going back and forth, and then you'll usually have a couple takes here and there, and then that's kind of how it goes. We kind of feed off each other's energies.
I mean, unless you get me and Chris on AEW, then him and I could talk for fucking hours.
Yeah. There's certain things on there where you guys go back and forth. If it's an AEW versus WWE thing, me and Lyson will go. Like it's a good dynamic.
Yeah,
and we could put out 3-4 hours when it's the 3 of us. But so that one it felt a little awkward. So then the next episode, I don't know if you listen to the next episode. I was in a party with a bunch of people, and at first I was like, I just want to have 3 people total to do the thing, and it was the night that we were watching an AEW, so Chris wasn't going to be available yet, so I was in a party of like 4 or 5 people, and we just talked about all of the stuff. We were hanging out for 4 or 5 hours before that, so we just talked about literally everything we were going to talk about. So I was like, okay, well, everybody, we watched the pay-per-view together, let's just all hop in there. So there's like 6 of us doing the podcast, and we've already talked about it, and I didn't really, it was an awkward, it was even worse than the first one, I'd say. So, and then I was too busy last week to do one, so this will count as this week's end of the week podcast, even though it's usually for Mondays.
And I guess for those viewers who are listening to this episode, yes, I'm back for one day because I'm still trying to get my shit figured out. But since I have the night free, since my girlfriend and my son are gone for the evening, I figured, hey, like, she doesn't want me to like be bored the entire time. She probably would want me to keep myself busy. So here I am for like a one night thing for now. But eventually, once I get my shit figured out, I'll try to at least get a schedule worked out to where I'll at least be able to get videos out and hopefully find a little bit of time to jump in on the podcast. It's just, I've learned that it's very difficult to try to get normal house stuff done with a child in the house, especially sleep. Because
Yeah.
I had been awake since like 6:30 today, and I had said I was going to take a nap. My plan was to take like an hour and a half nap. I was asleep for 3 hours and woke up maybe like an hour ago. So here I
Nice.
yeah. People say sleep is for the weak. Nah, man, when you have a child, the sleep is your best friend.
Sleep when you're dead is the good one.
Yeah. No rest for the wicked.
Yeah. I met my brother's kid for the first time yesterday.
Oh yeah, how'd that go?
That kid is big. He is like 2 months old now.
Yeah.
And he's already 19 pounds.
Holy shit. 19 pounds at 2 months?
Yeah.
Our son just hit 3 weeks like 2 days ago, and he's only like, okay, so I don't know if I ever guys told you, but when my son was born, he was born 19 inches even and 6 pounds even, which kind of took us like off guard because we thought he was going to be like 8 or close to 10 pounds. No, he was 6 pounds. So he's a very, very small baby. He's now about 7.5 pounds 3 weeks in. So knowing that your brother's kid's 2 months old and 19 pounds, holy shit.
Yeah, he's a big baby. And he whatchamacallit, when he was born, he broke his collarbone too. Yeah, I don't know how that happened. So he's in physical therapy for that. But his neck, it doesn't go all the way around to the right, quite right. But damn it. But yeah, he's a bit big, and he's gonna. Well, you know, he was 9 pounds at birth. So he was a big baby. But me and my brother were both. I think I was. So my brother was 7 pounds, and I was almost 10 pounds at birth. So I was a big baby. My brother was pretty big. Well, you know, we're all big people, so.
Well, is this son big boned or is he just chunky?
He's chunky. He's already got a gut kind of thing. That's it. So we're gonna get him on, and we went in there. He was just chugging bottles, like when we were at the restaurant or whatever. He drank like 2 bottles.
Yeah, that's kind of where our son's at now. Like, we're trying to figure out how much he's gonna eat every day, and it changes from like 2 or 3 ounces a bottle every like 2.5, 3 hours to like, oh fuck, like he cannot go to sleep until he has 10 ounces in 3 hours.
Yeah. But it seems, looking at the results of like views that we're getting from matches, it seems like the women's titles matches are getting a lot more views because people are looking for women's, I guess. So that's good.
Yeah. The only thing that I kind of want to like bring up is that I noticed that there were 2 not like channel strikes, but 2 copyright marks on 2 of your videos. I don't know if you happen to see those.
I noticed that. It didn't. There was no impact on it because it was literally like 10 seconds on a loading menu.
It was a loading menu.
Yeah, it was a loading menu. 10 seconds of it. That's why I was like, what is this copyright for? I edited everything out. And then I was like, oh no, okay, we're good. But yeah, so
Oh,
it
Lord.
was pretty. Did you see the titles for the first 2?
I mean, I've been wanting to go back and watch the matches, but I just haven't had the time, or like we would like, or like my girlfriend and I will just kind of relax and get stuck watching a show on Netflix, which we ended up getting our Netflix issue figured out. She had an account that we can use instead of yours.
Yeah, I looked at mine. I can't even view it for mine. I'm gonna have to get my
Yeah.
own.
Yeah, I was gonna say like since you were using your mom's, I knew the second I saw that, I'm like, yep, he's been using his mom's for years. He's gonna have a problem.
Like middle school. Like that's all my shit from like middle school. So I want you to look at a spot real fast. You got your phone on you?
Yes.
Go to the women's Money in the Bank title match and go to the end of the match.
Okay, let me get it loaded up. Doopa doopa
Actually,
doo. It's the Money in the Bank women's world title match.
yeah. Go to the 8-minute and 25-second mark and watch from there. Crazy ending. I fucking, you could hear it because I still hadn't changed the settings where it's recording my webcam audio during the matches, and you can hear me fucking screaming at the end. Like, it was unexpected as shit. Because it's a tables match, maybe a little bit further back from there. It started like, yeah, yeah. He had it. He had her put through it.
Just stole it.
And stole it. And that's the guy who I beat for the world title on Chaos. Like,
How in the? Oh God. Yeah, you can hear the yelling in the background.
You can see all them. That was crazy. Like I stood up.
Oh Jesus Christ!
And then I edit in the post match ones with the championships. You can see it at the very end there with China winning the title.
Yeah.
People are bitching about the heart thing, but it's a how what other way are you ever gonna have a chance to use that heart fucking
I don't know.
title strat?
You can do what WWE's doing now, and they're finally unifying or finally changing their belts up.
Yeah,
exactly the fucking same as the other one.
I was gonna say, I'm uploading.
Lazy as hell.
Actually, as we speak, I'm uploading we did a champion. So the new era broke up before this, like pretty much imploded before the pay-per-view happened. So we did a big mega mini tournament thing for the tag titles. And the finals was a 4-way tag team elimination falls count anywhere match. And it was a huge one. So I uploaded that, and oh my god, it was so cool. 2 of the tag team members, one is Andre the Giant, another one is Gunther, and I put the Emporium entrance on both of them. It looks super cool. And then my tag team I went in was Ministry Undertaker with American Badass Undertaker.
Yeah.
And I put the Brothers of Destruction entrance on for them, and oh my god, they both look so fucking cool. It was a good match too.
The thing that I kind of look back on before I had to take leave was I kind of find it like it sucks because I literally was just about to start my sim league and I got the first week uploaded and then gone. Like
and you were getting hits too.
Yeah, it just I was just like, damn, like I could have kept going, but just fuck.
Well, once you get back, you can just
pick up where I left off, I guess.
Yeah. Get your acting chops up and start making some characters and doing promos against each other.
Well, I got to get the starting ground set up and everything. Like, I need to figure out like commentary shit and everything because I was just trying to trial run and see how all that stuff looked.
See, that's why I hadn't. Remember, Chris, I told you that I wanted to run commentary for this pay-per-view. I just don't know the specifics on how we're gonna get that done and not take too much time on it. So at least for this one, I've just went ahead. I'm just gonna put up the matches because it takes a while just editing the matches. You know what I mean?
Right.
See, like,
Adding the audio on top of that, syncing it somehow, or however you do it.
Yeah, I think that's just going to be too difficult.
And you also got to find good chemistry with the right people and everything, because like you could like get somebody on commentary say they'll do it, and then it's just like you can't get a word in because they're just keep running their mouth.
Say anything, or they won't say anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the issue with Limp is like he's super all about it and he really wants to do it. He just doesn't have chemistry.
Yeah.
It's like
right. Me, like I think I would have to like get into a character, like mentally characterize myself as something.
Just imagining License sitting at his chair, just like I'm getting into character, and all of a sudden he's just like spooky times.
and that's really what we'd have to do. And really, I kind of want to save it off until after Mike's back full time, and then the three of us can do it together. And I think that would be a good dynamic. But until then, I don't think there's a good third, and I think we need the three of us doing it.
Right. Mm-hmm. We need a Taz.
Yeah.
You're saying I'm the Taz?
No, we need a Taz. I mean, maybe you're the Taz. I don't know. You need a Taz and Excalibur.
We need a play-by-play guy. We need obviously I know all about the story, so I can feed in some of the stories and stuff like that. We need we need somebody with shitty puns. Yeah, slapstick bullshit.
Jerry King Lawler.
I don't know. License pretty good at making jokes on the fly.
Yeah, so and really pushing rivalries and everything. So I mean, in that kind of thing, I think the best way to record that also would be through here, comboed with us watching it where I share my screen.
Yeah. I think that'd be about the easiest and probably yeah.
Oh, so it
would literally be as I get done editing the matches, then we go through and do the commentary, which I guess that would be.
I learned
the thing is that I can't wait. I can't wait for us to meet up. You know what I mean, and then do that without holding up the league.
You need to get up and get a deadline done. Yeah.
Which, thankfully, the way the board of directors are working now, that they are running matches, and we've already got contendership matches done. We did a title match. Like I haven't even had to do any of that stuff. And
I feel like this is the first time with you running the league that you actually have a solid team that is not fucking around.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
they're actually into it and shit.
I think the big thing was that I got rid of Sonic. Or Sonic quit. I think I was having a soft spot for Sonic for a long time, and he's kind of ass. I've
been telling you for years, man. Like the issue with your league is that you always have Sonic there. Like I know that he's put so much into it, but again, like I mean, I'm not trying to talk bad about him now. It's just like he's put so much into it, and he's got so much history with you, and like all the online league stuff. But it's just. I kind of felt like that he was kind of either holding you back or he was creating a barrier to where nobody new wanted to join because of the toxicity he would cause up.
Yeah, and I feel like TMC is kind of running around that same level right now. So TMC is the general manager of Chaos, but he's a part-time world champion, and he keeps talking about retirement, trying to psych people out. I don't think he's actually going to retire. And he's talking about how he doesn't have to show up all the time because he's the champ. Like he's doing a big heel promo kind of thing, but living it out, being a douchebag. So
as long as he doesn't show up to work drunk.
He exclusively shows up drunk.
Oh no! Like a really bad heel Steve Austin general manager drunk.
Yeah, but he does his best work when he's drunk. I'm telling you, he's good on the mic. Man, yeah, I mean, it was such a good that match that we did. Me and Pop was fantastic. I mean, it was just a good redemption story too, because the first pay-per-view I got buried and everyone was talking down on me, and then that whole pay-per-view I was on point, and I got all the wins, I got all the shit. So that was pretty good, but it felt good.
the guy who normally plays the heel had the babyface storyline.
Well, it's still heel because everyone fucking hates me that I'm good.
But you had
Like-
you had the babyface storyline. Like you had to do the whole fucking like Rocky like character build up.
Yeah, but then I come out, I win all that, and I say I still got it. I'm better than all of you motherfuckers. You know, that's pretty much the story.
For the
It's like,
Elimination Chamber, Alexa Bliss, like, I'm thankful for all of you pieces of shit.
yeah, you fucking doubted me. Who's the world champion now, you piece of shit? But I won the world title in a very heel way. So in the actual match, it was a 5-star match. I kicked out of every single finisher the guy hit me with without using resiliency once, and he was dumbfounded by it. And then at one point he tried to roll me up, and I kicked out at one. And he was like, "What the fuck?" So then I rolled him up, and he couldn't kick out, and that's how I won the world title off a roll up. I was like that. But he was coming back with a vengeance though, because he was Eddie Guerrero. And he traded somebody that was leaving the league who had Gunther, so now he has Gunther. But he got disqualified from his fucking number one contenders match, so he's in the back of the line. We passed a new rule because low blows are kind of abusive. On your built-in characters, you can't change your default paybacks unless you don't have resiliency. Was the new rule. Yeah. And he did a contendership match against Clamps, and it was really close, really close, really close. But he low blowed him to win it, and we're like, hold on a second, that's not your character's default thing. And apparently, he claimed not to know the rules. So I was like, and so we did a board meeting, and we're like, hey, listen, we posted about it for all week. We said it. I said it 3 times before the match started. And then he still picked it, and he still won because of it. So it's a disqualification. So
I bet he was pissed.
Yeah, but he also was understanding. I think the fact that instead of just shutting him down, because I could have just shut him down and said no, I took it to a board meeting, and we all voted on it, and then he accepted it. So, but I haven't felt the need to recruit anybody new because every night we have a party full of 10+ people because we got a bunch of active people.
Mm-hmm.
I could fill a party right now with the amount of people. I think I've got 14 members on right now that would join a party if I wanted to.
All you gotta do is just turn on your Xbox and turn on the game, and everyone's like, Blake, 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 Blake.
Honestly, I have to put my shit on Do Not Disturb if I'm doing something else.
Play some wrestling. No, man, I want to play Diablo. Play some wrestling. I want to play Diablo.
Like last night, I literally got home from work at like 11, and I had like an hour before I was just going to go to bed because I had to work at 10 this morning. And I was like, I'll just get on and play a little bit of Diablo. And the whole party full of people were like, play, 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 play. And I was like, God damn it. Leave me alone.
For one night, just give me a break.
I got 13 matches I have to edit. Please, leave me alone.
Fuck. That's what... Okay, I figured something was going on when you said, hey, if I'm not answering, I'm editing. Leave me alone.
Yeah, because I need to get caught up. We do 13 matches a pay-per-view essentially. So
yeah, that's a lot, dude, man.
Yeah. That's why I'm not huge on recruiting anybody new, because if we get enough people and I have to run 3 shows, that's going to be 4 more matches to run.
Yeah.
So, because you have your 3 divisions, then you have a specialty division. That King of the Cage title looks pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. That I think it might just now be finished. Okay, it just got uploaded. I don't know if you wanted to take a look at that or not, but it's the duo tag team title match. I'm about to look at it.
34-minute match. I looked at the fucking time. The time
on some of them
on the Brotherhood Open Challenge quad match, and I'm like, almost an hour long. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Well, you got the entrance. Yeah, those tag matches can last because they're all elims, so they can last for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm watching the entrance right now. That looks so cool, and I love that stage we made for that.
Yeah, I would say everything does look good from what I've seen on the shorts.
Yeah.
The other one that I wanted to thought was kind of funny was the clip where the two guys try to do the spear at the same time twice, and they
Oh yeah,
each other. Like, well, this is awkward.
yeah. The shit was funny. So I guess the standard edition is just uploaded right now. The HD edition isn't. So if you like watching pixels, pixels are up.
The pixels are up.
It's in 360p because the HD is still rendering.
All right, so I guess to kind of get licensed back into the mingle here, have you guys been keeping track on wrestling at all?
I heard that the greatest women's wrestler of all time has returned.
Yes, that's something that I'm want to get into in a little bit, but let's get into the other stuff first before I get into one of my rants already.
Captain overrated.
Oh man, I think the only thing that I've really been watching, or not really watching, but kind of like keeping track of WWE wise, is a lot of the. Of course, I've been keeping track of the Roman storyline because I'm trying to figure out what's going on there. Some of the Imperium and Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn stuff's been kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, because we did a watch party. We did a watch party for Crown Jewel where all that shit went down with the Bloodline.
Yeah, like I was there, but I was in the comments. But yeah,
And they're doing a whole thing.
mm-hmm.
Man, this is a weird team. So the second team that came out is the British Bulldog and Randy Savage. I named their tag team British Coke. Because,
Wow.
Randy Savage is coked as hell.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways.
Did we ever figure out what was the cause of death for the Iron Sheik?
Old age, I think.
I don't know. I don't remember if they've said yet. I haven't seen anything.
I mean, that was kind of like surprising because I was just kind of like, oh shit, I guess we're not going to see any more crazy ass bullshit tweets from Iron Sheik anymore.
His last two ones were
Shaky,
saying like
baby.
"fuck the wildflowers."
Dude was fucking insane. Oh man. AEW wise, Blackpool Combat Club and the Elite.
Yeah.
Yo, that AEW show was bad, and I love the MJF match, but
It was.
okay. So here's my problem with the main event specifically. I am extremely bored with these big multi-man faction fights. That they're just fight and there's blood everywhere, and that there's no story to it really, and it just
there
was a story.
There
If
is a
you
story.
watched the shows, there was definitely a story behind it.
There is a story.
Was there a story other than I don't like you, want to kick your ass?
Well,
It's pretty much Blackpool saying that the Elite are, I guess, in lack of a better term, posers and fake.
So I don't like you. I'm gonna beat you up.
And they're like, we're the real elite of the company. We're the badasses. This is we're who people should strive to be, not you fucking flippy floppy motherfuckers, basically.
I mean, it kind of
like, it was so boring and predictable. Like, here's my thing, and even in the post-fight interview with MJF, they're just like, and it really brought kind of full circle for my dislike for that entire match and setup and everything. Was they were like, hey, are you upset that your world title match wasn't the main event? And he was like, what do you want me to roll around in John Moxley's blood all match? No, thank you.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay, well.
Yeah, I love watching MJF's like post-match drums and shit.
Yeah.
Oh man, yeah. Like from what I read up on, because I was planning on to watch that show, but like a lot came up and I just couldn't make it to it. But from what I've heard, kind of like overall, it's kind of like an agreed fan base is that a lot of people were saying that pay-per-view was kind of lackluster for some reason.
It kind of was, yeah. I think the biggest pop out was Chris Statlander.
Fucking Wardlow trying to act like he's Rey Mysterio. I was just kind of like, what the fuck is this dude doing?
Yeah, that ladder match I expected more out of it.
Well, like yeah, but I was mainly just trying to figure out why Wardlow was trying to act like Jeff Hardy.
Right.
Speaking of Jeff Hardy,
Luckily, that one was on the pre-show.
Apparently,
Yeah.
they said that was supposed to happen, but I don't think so.
it's kind of hard to tell because like it could be kind of like a storyline of like where like Jeff tries to come back, but he's slowly trying to realize that hey, like I probably need to call it quits because I'm like almost in my 50s and I'm still trying to do shit that I did 30 years ago.
And he can't do it like he used to either. That's the big thing. It's like if he could still do it correctly, then that'd be different. But
Well, I noticed the fall he took from that top rope. He landed on like the side of his face and like busted a blood vessel in his eye. I think that's what
Yeah.
caused it. But I don't know. I saw that what was it? Preston Vance and
LIJ.
Dragolistico or whatever versus
Trilistico.
versus Jungle Boy and Hook. That match fucking
Yeah, that one was
that one
good.
fucking surprised the hell out of me.
That was on Dynamite or whatever, though, wasn't it?
Yeah. It just surprised me how bloody it was and everything. And it put
Oh,
Preston in a
Preston
good
got fucking yeah. I'm hoping with the other show they start pushing people like Preston and them and maybe actually do something with the fucking Dark Order and maybe actually show Abaddon and the fucking younger crew that they actually fucking have that are worth a shit.
I mean, like they're kind of doing something with the Dark Order with the Righteous Ones.
Yeah, on Ring of Honor and stuff because they have Stu basically turning back kind of thing going on.
Yeah, I mean,
And
there's
they
that.
occasionally have Dark Order. They had Dark Order pop up when Hangman and the Bucks were talking out on the week after the pay-per-view, doing the whole, hey, you're supposed to be our friend, now you're back with them? What the fuck?
Mike,
Shit.
so I posted in the comments like a time-stamped part of the video with the new title around Undertaker's waist.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that. I mean, it looks pretty cool.
Which one was it?
I just put it in general.
Oh,
Not general. I put it in our chat, our general voice chat just now.
okay. Let me see.
I have to open
the other Undertaker's got his title too, but the way that Undertaker's entrance attire is, you can only see the side of the belt.
And you said it was time stamped?
Yeah, as soon as you click on the video, it should go to the time.
Motherfucker, load.
And honestly, while you're looking at that, this one is as well. I'll send that one too. This Imperium entrance. Let me just see that. So that just it just goes so good. You should see them both on there now.
If I can get it to load. Next thing I know, it's gonna fucking pop up and like make me go deaf. I guess while I'm waiting on that, what are your guys' thoughts on them finally bringing CM Punk back?
I think he's towards the end of his career. I'm okay with it.
I don't think they really need him as much as some people want to make it out to be. I love him as a wrestler, but that ego is way too fucking overboard.
It is overboard. I feel like, well, number one, I feel like they shouldn't have announced it. They should have kept it.
It was pretty obvious.
I mean, even if it was pretty obvious, I feel like that they should have like kept it as a surprise. Number two, this is their only solution to resolve all the issues is to keep them on separate shows. Like that's avoiding that's pretty much avoiding the problem. It's like it's not solving anything. It's just like, oh, I want to keep both these guys, but I'm going to keep them on separate shows. It's like
it doesn't help anything.
Next thing you know, like probably a month from now, you're gonna see people on that show over there having problems with CM Punk then, and then you're just not gonna be able to have him on anything. You might as well just get rid of him at that point.
Well, they already had the issue with Ace Steel, where Punk was mad because Ace Steel can't be at the show because even people that are on that show are like, yeah, no, we don't want Ace Steel there. He can talk and help, like, from somewhere else on like video chat or some shit. We don't want him live. Shit.
So so the copyright that's showing up on those videos, so those new songs that I'm using are from an YouTube that specifically puts out non-copyrighted music for you to use on your videos like that.
But that's still a strike.
Well, it's not a strike. It shows up as a copyright, but it doesn't strike against you. They fully allow you to use it.
Okay, yeah.
And they have some really dope songs that they put on there too.
Mm-hmm.
So
I don't know. I mean, I think going back to the Punk thing real quick, I think that Punk only wanted to come back just so that he can do that tag team match with FTR, and like I feel like that's kind of a stupid reason and a stupid like, hey, like I want to come back because I want to team up with these guys. Like, I mean, cool, you're friends with them, you want to do a tag team match with them, but oh my god, like just get rid of him.
They better not put the title on him again.
Oh, if they put the title back on him again, that's going to create a whole bunch of issues.
Like, that'll be the thing that'll make a bunch of the people be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? You put the title on him once. No, but people got tired of it super fast. Put the title on him again, he gets injured and throws a bitch fit.
Like, he quickly became the early 2000s Triple H of the company. Like, he quickly became that in a matter of 2 months.
I think he needs to be the world champion.
Of course you would say that. I don't know, it's just...
Well, he can go be a Universal Champion or something in another company.
I don't know, with
maybe
a belt
an undisputed belt. Yeah. I can make him a cardboard belt. He can fucking wear that. He can be the world champ in his mind. That just makes me remember somebody posted a picture of the new women's title, and like all the comments was like, yeah, it's a fucking carbon copy. And I'm like, yeah, no, I remember making cardboard belts as a teenager that looked better and was more creative than anything WWE has put out title wise in 20 years.
Yeah, honestly. The last I'd say the last good like main world title I liked was the WWE Undisputed Championship from like 02 to 05 before Cena turned it to the spinner title.
Yeah, that's one of the things I commented. Like, the spinner title, while it was creative, it was the downfall of like the last semi-creative title they had.
And like I ran across
hated it, but it was creative.
I ran across a video of when Edge won that title for the first time. They had told him that they were gonna make him a new belt for it, or like put like a custom design on it. So Edge had literally took the time to draw a whole new design for the belt because he hated the spinner belt, and he walked out to him with his ideas, and they were like, "Well, we're just gonna put a logo on
rated R shit on it."
And he was just like, "Really? That's it? Like what?"
And then they ended up making it where it was no longer spinnable.
I mean, probably because it was too fucking distracted.
I just remember the one WWE game where it was like, push this button to make the belt spin.
What?
I forget which one it was, but it was the one that came out around that period, and they literally, if you had that wore that title, it was like, oh, push this button as you're doing your entrance, and it'll make the belt spin.
I mean, that was 2007, I think, when they still had that feature. I had a fun time with it when I had the belt on Boogeyman, so...
I mean, as I said, it was a creative title. It was fugly as shit, but it was creative, at least.
Oh, man.
Now I disagree. I think that's the most beautiful title belt I've ever seen.
Oh, God.
I'm sure you probably think Kim Kardashian and all the rest of the Kardashians are angels and sexy as hell, but you would be wrong.
People.
Okay, since we've avoided it long enough, why does Charlotte get a title shot?
Damn it,
by
Zelda
walking
moved.
into the room?
Blocking my fucking view.
She deserves the title.
Because she's fucking Charlotte Flair.
As Kurt
Sucker
Angle has
dick.
recently said in an interview, she's the greatest wrestler in wrestling today.
No, it's not.
Are you disagreeing with Kurt Angle?
I'm disagreeing
Yeah.
with Kurt Angle. Like, Charlotte Flair is not one of the greatest wrestlers of all time. I put her.
She is the greatest.
I put her in maybe the top 15, but nowhere near the top 5.
In women's wrestling, she is without a doubt top 10
No.
best of all time.
No.
Half her moveset now is on half her moveset now is Andrade's. So
Okay. Like what does that mean?
she has nothing original or creative. She has to use somebody else's ideas.
Everybody's moves have at one time been somebody else's idea.
It's not my point.
You think Randy Orton's boring because DDP did the RKO before him?
No, that's the difference though. Orton's RKO has a different look and different like impact compared to DDP.
Yeah,
He
Charlotte's is
jumps
different
compared to the Diamond Cutter. He jumps.
Like Charlotte, her spear hits much different than all the other spears. Her moonsault is much different, a variation than all of the other moonsaults.
Her leg salt because she lands on her feet.
Listen, I said different variation. I didn't say it was good. I'm just saying it's a different variation.
Oh, but I thought she was the greatest.
She is the greatest. I think it's
doesn't have a bad move.
I think it's a really good moonsault. I mean, there's a lot of finishers that are protected in the past, and everyone's like, oh, well, that's, like, you can say that, but Edge's spear is one of the most protected and safe spears of all time. But you don't see people bitching about the spear.
There's still okay.
I think the spear is almost overdone, just like super kicks are anymore.
I will say, in every like top 10 or top 5 list of best spears, everyone always puts Goldberg's as number 1 because of the impact.
I always thought Bobby Lashley's 3-point spear was pretty damn good.
His older version,
at least on the games.
The newer one he does, I'm not a huge fan of because like he doesn't really spear them like nowadays. He kind of just tackles their leg.
They don't even put that as his finisher or signature in the game. A spear.
Which is ridiculous because that's...
Or the Dominator.
He doesn't really do the Dominator anymore.
Which is a shame because the Dominator was destructive the way he would do it before.
He's too busy doing the hurt lock, the full Nelson, the master lock.
I was gonna say the master lock. Like what the fuck? But anyways.
Oh man,
I think he's another one that was so good when he was young, and then he went to MMA, and he's just shit now. I didn't like him when he came back in TNA, and I don't like him now.
I always found him to be boring.
Okay, now my interaction with him, I never watched him on wrestling, but I saw him on SVR 2007.
Yeah, I would put like Lashley and like Brian Cage and shit all in the same. Just they're good at what they do, but they're boring as hell to me.
I mean,
I think Brian Cage is more interesting than Bobby Lashley.
Oh, I would agree with that.
Are we talking current day Brian Cage or
at least
Brian Cage?
I've seen more of the Lucha Underground. The Lucha Underground tearing that title in half, being built as like the biggest fucking asshole ever in the world.
Yeah. I don't even know what he's doing now.
He was at the embassy. He's in the embassy and is teaming up with Swerve Strickland and shit.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Luckily, Swerve doesn't have tap face and mentally challenged bodybuilder dude anymore.
I think they too.
And then they started coming out with episodes. Okay, so for UFC wise, they started coming out with episodes for the Ultimate Fighter with Conor McGregor and Michael Chandler. gearing up for that.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've seen it or not, but they did like a whole segment where they were meeting at the gym and everything, and they were talking and just bullshitting for a little bit, and he was just like, the conversation was, they're going back and forth, just friendly, and then Connor was like, hey, did they tell you yet what weight class I want us to fight at? And he was like, no, and he's like 185. And you want to do 185? And I'll do 185. And then Connor said, you'll do what you're told, you dog. And it was just so cold. Because McGregor is sitting at 200 pounds right now. But he's in the testing pool now. They just had a thing where he knocked out at the NBA Finals halftime show, Conor McGregor came out and knocked out the fucking mascot person. But man, it was tough. I don't know if you watched so they did the weigh-ins for the big fight this weekend. They have Oliveira versus Baruch, and Oliveira weighed in, and he looked like a fucking skeleton. Like, the weight class is 155.
Yeah.
And he's his bones on his face, you could see. Like, he looked like he just left a concentration camp kind of thing.
I mean, like,
and everyone,
from what you explained on how they do that whole, like, weight stuff and everything, it's like they put themselves in a fucking, like, desaturation chamber and just sucks all the water out of their system, and they look like fucking zombies after that.
Yeah, and they those are the bad weight cuts. The really bad weight cuts that look bad.
Yeah.
And then they rehydrate, and then they look a little bit better. But if they don't look, they've had a couple people in the past that have passed out at the podium.
Yeah, that's not a good thing.
What's happening when you get in that ring?
Yeah. Oh, shoot.
So the question is, can he rehydrate in time for his fight tonight? Like, and that's the number one contenders match.
He drank enough water to get back into fit. He may need an IV or something like that.
Well, that's illegal. It's illegal to rehydrate an IV the night of the fight. So, because there was a whole thing about that where they did that cross title match with Islam and then Volkanovski. It was a really close one, but Islam won by a decision, which a lot of people feel like he didn't win. And it was revealed like the day before that, like the day between the fight, he used an IV line. But they didn't do anything about it.
Of course they didn't. I bet that old lady was still doing fucking points and shit.
Yeah, she was one of the refs. But yeah, so I mean that was just kind of crazy. We got that Nick Diaz and fight coming up. He's boxing Jake or Logan Paul. Jake Paul, I think.
He gonna kill him. We're gonna see a live murder on pay-per-view, guys.
I'm excited for that one.
If I hear that Nate Diaz loses to the Jake Paul, I'm gonna that right there will tell me it's rigged, because it's like there's no way that Nate Diaz is gonna lose to a punk like him.
Yeah, well, you never know. You never know. But that's kind of the big things that have been going on in UFC. I think they're running back Dustin Poirier and Gaethje. They're going to run that one back.
Okay, that'll be a good one. That'll be a good one.
And then what's his face? Aljamain Sterling defended his title again.
Oh yeah. Yeah,
he beat Triple C.
Oh, okay. Is he starting to turn around from chickening out?
He defended his title like 5 times now.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's in the GOAT status for that division now.
Okay.
But yeah, so that's the thing. John Jones, he's supposed to be fighting Stipe this summer. That's going to be a big one.
After they fired the promotional guy for ruining the surprise.
Yeah. Yeah. So, that's huge with John Jones.
So, there's something I noticed going on with the movie industry. I don't know if you guys noticed, but
Writer strikes.
but yeah, like I was gonna point out, like, have you guys noticed that like some of the movies coming out this year have been like not that great?
Well, what are some of the big movies that came out this year? The new Scream, did that come out this year?
Yeah, that came out this year, but that was actually pretty good, I thought.
They came out with the new Marvel movie, which I've been falling out of those because it's gone really activist.
I think the writer strike. I think that's why the Marvel movies nowadays have been kind of lackluster. I think the writer strike's been kind of hurting it too, because like not only is like people are probably getting tired of it because the main storyline's done, like
Yeah.
it kind of goes with the whole like, well, what's going on in the movie world? Like there hasn't been really that many huge like big summer hits, which is kind of surprising because it hasn't really happened since like 2014. Like
Season 3 of The Mandalorian was bad. People really didn't like that. And then season 4 has been delayed because of the writer strike. Like, so I mean, what other movies have really come out? Cocaine Bear.
Oh my god.
I mean, you have the Flash, you have the Spider-Man one.
Oh my god, the Flash TV show finale was awful. Did you guys see that shit?
Nope, I have
Dude,
not. I haven't
I
watched
haven't seen
anything that
them.
showed me the last season finale for Arrow. I fucking skipped
I
I
out.
stopped watching, but I saw people tear it apart. From what I've seen, they brought back every single villain that Flash had ever fought in a big final battle, and it was supposed to be really cool. And then all of the female characters that originally had no powers that suddenly now have powers killed them all. Like you know the black chick that was always dating the black Joe.
Yeah.
She apparently can fly and has powers of mind bending now, and she took on Savitar. Well, no, not Savitar. She took on the one that was from the other universe that was taking the Velocity 6 or whatever. She killed him in like 4 seconds, and then the dumbest thing, Savitar, who's the future version of Flash, impaled his Flash's daughter. And she acted dead for a second, but turns out she was vibrating the whole time. Then she just went around him and impaled him through his armor, no problem, and killed him.
No, okay, listen. Try explaining this to a guy who doesn't follow DC shows or comic book movies. Try explaining the part where this girl was vibrating to stay alive. Like,
Yeah.
take that out of context.
Yeah. I mean, I hadn't watched any of those shows in probably it was pre-pandemic. It was pre-pandemic since I last watched an episode.
Like I forced Myke to watch the series finale of Arrow, and it was bad.
I used to like Arrow, but there was just
finales.
Like,
After Damien Dark died off, that's when it got bad.
Yeah, and honestly, like, that was the last season I watched. Was the season where they killed off Damien Dark. So,
and it just went down from there. What was the other stupid thing? Oh, and apparently, so they did a whole thing with Reverse Flash, how he had his reverse speed force that he created, but now he can shoot lightning bolts like fucking Palpatine on people. It was the dumbest shit. And then some black dude on there who has no superpowers defeated him while he was shocking somebody else. It's like, what? How does this make any sense?
Power to the people.
It's literally supposed to be Flash didn't do anything in the finale. It was all the women that did it. It's like, what?
What DC shows are left? Batwoman and Supergirl?
Batwoman got
still
canceled,
on?
I think.
Oh, wait,
I
Yeah, I think it did get canceled.
And then Supergirl can't be still going. Well, they've still got Legends of Future or whatever, the time traveling one.
yeah.
And then probably Supergirl that are connected, and those have to be ending if Flash is over. Oh, and then they're supposed to do a Green Green Lantern TV show with Diggle from Arrow. Because they turned him at the end of Arrow. They turned him into Green Arrow. They turned him into Green Lantern.
How can you have a Green Lantern thing when you got the dude Green Lantern's busy playing Deadpool?
They all did cross. Oh my god! And then in Supergirl, I thought the Lex Luthor for the Batman versus Superman thing was stupid. But then they gave the dude from 2.5 Men Lex Luthor. I don't know if you guys saw that or not.
What?
Not Charlie Sheen, but the other guy. They gave him Lex Luthor.
Yeah, the brother.
Yeah, that's what I figured. But what?
No. The things that I've watched.
Seen a Lex Luthor I liked since like Smallville.
I figured you were going to say that. Well, I thought
one good thing that they did in the Flash thing though is they brought the Smallville universe into it, and they actually had Lex Luthor. He's traveling to all the alternate universes to kill all of the Supermans, and he runs into the Smallville one, and he's like, "Hey, I'm just gonna kill everyone." And he's like, "Oh, okay. I guess there's nothing I can do about it." And he's like, "Well, why would you not fight back or anything?" It's like, "Well, I gave up my powers so I could have a family." Yeah. And the Lex Luthor was like, "All right, I won't kill you, you pussy."
Yeah, I remember that was stupid.
So he did some motivational thing where he was like, they're more important to me than the rest of the world or something like that. And then he was like, it was like a little sentimental moment. But like, I didn't watch Smallville, so that had no bearing on me. But it is cool for people that watch Smallville, though, that probably enjoyed that.
Yeah. What I've seen, I think it was the last like couple episodes of the latest season of Titans. Like I didn't watch it on my own will. I just kind of was over at someone's house and I saw it, and I was just kind of like, what? It's not as bad as I feel like Gotham was, but I still feel like Titans was missing the mark. Like they're like,
I didn't watch that.
It was
season 4,
Gotham. But like I feel like it's still missing the mark. Like I don't know what's missing on it and everything, but
like, I'm digging the new Batman like show where Batman dies and it's his like adopted son and shit.
Oh, Gotham Knights.
Yeah, like I'm digging it, especially considering.
Is that the story on the game that came out?
It's different than the game, but I'm digging the fact that the guy that's playing Harvey Dent is fucking Castiel from Supernatural.
Oh, okay.
Like he is fucking killing it. Like he, in my opinion, on that one.
Oh, the other thing I saw was the movie called 65.
Yeah, I hadn't watched it. I heard a lot of bad things about it.
I watched it and I was supremely disappointed.
Yeah, I heard a lot of bad things. It's still on.
Like I tried my hardest to finish it, and I finally just checked out the last like 10 minutes. Like it was a huge letdown. Like it seemed like your typical sci-fi channel movie from like the late 2010s, honestly, with like modern day like.
I liked CG. I did like Renfield though.
I think my girlfriend and I were talking about watching it last night, but we ended up watching something else.
Like
I did watch that one.
Nicolas Cage is going to be a playable character in Dead by Daylight.
Oh my god!
I'm like, that might actually make me want to play the game.
Fuck, I forgot the name. But what's the name of that one TV show?
I don't know.
I watched it with Homelander.
Confessions?
No, with Homelander.
Oh, I think I know what one you're talking about, but I can't.
It's a superhero one that's on the superhero one that's on Amazon. The Boys.
Oh yeah, The Boys.
I fucking watched The Boys. It's so good. And did you hear what they're doing?
What they're doing?
They announced on the new Mortal Kombat game. They're starting out with Mortal Kombat 1 now. They're revamping it, and the bonus characters are going to be Homelander, Omni-Man, and then there's another one that was an animated character too.
So-
But those 3 are going to be on there.
So 2 Superman characters. You might as well put Superman on that too.
Yeah, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, I think I saw something about that being a leak or whatever, but I thought that was kind of cool. Shoot.
So that's how brutal Homelander is.
Anything
You ever
else?
seen that? You ever seen that clip? Well, there's a clip on there where like somebody hit his son or some shit in a crowd, and he just imagined just
prizes everybody.
yeah, mowing a whole crowd of people down.
I need to get back in and actually watch it. It's just I am probably gonna have to watch it on my own time because that's a show that my girlfriend won't watch because of the amount of gore in it.
Oh my god, it's very brutal. There's some really fucked
that
up
was part of
things.
the reason why I decided to watch Scream 6 the last time we met up at like 3 in the morning because I wanted to like watch it and make sure and be like, hey, like maybe my girlfriend wants to watch it or whatever. No. This is a Scream 6 is not going to be a movie she's going to watch because I don't know what the hell happened, but Scream 6 is probably the goriest movie out of all of them. Like it took the gore out of the first 5 films and amplified it by 100. Like holy fucking shit, they went over the top on the kills in a good way. Jesus Christ.
That's good because the last one seemed the only thing that really was kind of like kind of thing when you're watching it is whenever Dewey was sacrificing himself.
Well, you can see that a mile away and everything. The only thing my girlfriend
but that kind of thing is you see it coming, but you don't want it to happen. Kind of like with Han Solo.
Yeah.
Whenever he died, you're like, I know they're gonna do it, but please don't. And then at the same
wait,
time,
Han
you're like,
died?
Oh no!
just don't let Chewie die.
Spoilers,
That's
bro.
I know Mike said if Chewie died, he would have just walked out of the theaters.
I'm still living to that decision. If I ended up going with a group of friends or like just going to go watch a Star Wars film like by myself and Chewbacca dies during the movie, I will literally walk out.
What if they ended up doing a fake death and he came back in the next movie?
Be like his son,
like they did on Lord of the Rings with Gandalf.
You'd have to get through 3 hours of 2 films for that.
Oh my god, my mom was. I remember going to the movie theaters with my mom, and we left watching Fellowship of the Ring, and she said, "We're never fucking watching another Lord of the Rings movie." She was so pissed.
But the one question my girlfriend asked me was about Scream 6 was if it was obvious to tell who the killers were within the first 5 minutes of the movie. I couldn't really answer that question right away, only because I watched it at 3 in the morning and I was already half tired. So
when I watched it, I knew who one of them was.
3 in the morning me really enjoyed the movie. Like I feel like it was a lot better than Scream 5 in my opinion. I'd have to go back and watch it again in like a non-sleepy state to actually get a better critical opinion about it, but that's a movie I would definitely want to like meet back up with you guys and watch again because I wanted to go back and watch Scream 5 again, but it just never kind of got back in the schedule. But Scream 6 I definitely would like if that were to be my big return video, like we get together and watch Scream 6, like I would make that as my return video just because I would want to watch it again because I was entertained by it. Because like it had the same formula as the other 5 films, but it also felt like it was trying new things at the same time, which I really enjoyed. Like it kind of scares me because Scream has a certain formula it has to follow to make Scream work. But when they try new ideas, it's like, are they going to keep the same formula that's kept the movies great, in my opinion? Is it going to fuck it up somehow? I thought that it did good. I thought it did pretty good for what they did. And I don't know where your stance is on the movie, like with non-spoilers, Lyson, but I
thought it was alright for what it was.
3 a.m.
I
you
do.
enjoyed it.
I thought it was pretty good, but I do feel they they've kind of ran their limit. They're getting dull anymore.
See,
There's only so many times you can do. Oh, these people are the killers now.
See, like that's where it's kind of different with me. Is that like that's why it's weird how I defend the Scream series. I'm not talking about the MTV series; those things don't exist in my opinion. But based off the movies themselves, like I've defended these movies since the first time I've seen them, and I I can see where the problems are. I can see where a lot of people don't like certain things, but I still think that issues aside, they still have a charm to them because it made its own formula since day one, and they've stuck to it, which is what made the movie good.
Speaking of formulas, do you hear about the other thing? Friday the 13th.
The Peacock series.
Nope, the game.
Oh, I did see something about it might be getting another game. I'm not sure. Oh, where'd he go? He disappeared.
I don't know. Yeah, he just
There he
shit.
is.
My bad, I didn't.
I heard that
Motherfucker.
I heard they might be getting a new game.
No, their license is running out, and the original guy is still suing everybody.
They're
So
still
they're
suing people?
Yes, so they have no choice but to shut the game down. So they're saying on this date we will not sell this game anymore. And then for the people that already have it on this date, we're going to be shutting down the servers permanently.
Like I thought the lawsuit was done. Like what fired it back up again?
The dude went for an appeal and he won.
Does that mean the fucking TV series is gonna get put on hold?
Probably.
Oh, wait, no. I remember
I want to be on a different thing though.
The last thing I remember was that I think they made an agreement to where the other person in the lawsuit was allowed to do the Friday the 13th TV series, but I guess he has to change some things or whatnot.
Shit. That's who the other character was. I'm sorry. On MK1, sorry to jump back to this, but I was looking it up. The other one is Peacemaker.
That's right, yeah.
Oh, John Cena.
John Cena. So
I couldn't see anything.
But that was the other one. I just said blinded that out of pure rage.
Speaking of John Cena, I hear that he might be teasing retirement.
He talked about it.
He said he can't.
He said that he can't put on the kind of matches he used to. The only thing he can really do are like pretty much matches just to make somebody look better.
Yeah. Which I mean,
he said he doesn't want to be a Ric Flair and fucking do that. I mean,
that kind of makes me glad that Cena actually realized that and actually mentioned that or whatever, because like you don't want a superstar to run their course and then still think they're hot shit in their fucking 80s.
Yeah, he mentioned Eddie Guerrero in that too. He was saying Eddie, no matter what he had to do to his body, he'd always put 110%, 150% every night and fuck up his body. And he's like, I don't want to do that. Well,
Eddie's case though, like part of it was the drugs he took in the 90s. Like that's what pretty much, I mean, like yeah, he was clean when he came back, but that's what still killed him was the drugs. Well, like it did enough damage.
And he was more so talking about like what he would put. Eddie would go above everybody else.
Yeah, that's
in terms of what he would do in the ring. So he didn't care about
every match as a pay-per-view match, basically.
Pretty much, even if it's a match, even if it was a match that like I remember looking back and hearing about the issues with the custody of Dominic ladder match. Like whenever they had a fuck up in that, like Eddie got pissed off because his wife missed the spot.
And then Edge is retiring.
I mean, we've seen that coming. We've seen it coming.
He basically said on this last one before he went to the, and I hate the way they did this. He put out a video saying when they were doing the world title tournament, he said he's going to win the world title, and then when he loses that title, he's going to retire. Just he'll go as long as that title run hits, and then he didn't win the title.
No, I think he's going to do the same thing Matt and Jeff did. I really think he's going to do that.
What, leave?
I feel like not only that, but I feel like Edge might do the whole I'm gonna retire with my quote unquote brother kind of thing. Because I mean, it would feel wrong for Edge and Christian to retire at different times, in my opinion.
No, I disagree with that. I think that Edge, if he was to win the world title and go out as that champion until he loses it, that would make a much better story. Because Edge, in his greatness, like the career of Edge during the peak of it was not with Christian. A lot of it was with Christian, and the build-up for it was. But what made Edge a Hall of Famer was his singles career.
Yeah,
not Christian. I don't think that would be I don't think it would be if he came up and won the world title, held it till WrestleMania, and then lost it at Mania against somebody to pass the torch. I don't think anyone would say, "Oh man, but where's Christian?" You know.
I mean, some people might, but not everyone.
Like a five-star match, passing the torch to somebody younger, and absolutely just going out with the best match that he's ever put on.
Mm-hmm. Speaking
Nobody's going to say.
How's his longevity going over there at AEW, Lyson?
Man, it seems all right.
I mean, there's still that concern that he could injure himself again.
Yeah. But they're still battling, doing the Wardlow and Arn Anderson like feud thing with Christian and Luchasaurus.
That pairing with Arn Anderson and Wardlow's weird.
Because they had Luchasaurus beat down Brock Anderson.
Yeah, I saw that.
I also have a quote here from a recent interview that Eric Bischoff had.
Oh.
Who cares?
This could go anyway.
And I quote, CM Punk has turned into a little bitch.
Oh, then yeah, I can agree with that.
That's something that I remember Eric saying, is that like he thinks it's a bad idea to keep Punk around and have him come back. Yeah, Punk sells tickets. Punk is a money drawer. He puts asses in seats.
But actually, from the last thing I seen, since they announced for sure he was going to be at the Collision first episode, it has not helped tickets sell at all.
Like, I mean, like
what I last heard.
So in this interview that I'm reading about Eric Bischoff, this is what he said about. Actually, this is funny because he said they asked him about CM Punk if he was a draw or not, and he said this was a major show. They're talking about the new show, a brand new show announced a major network, and what everybody thought was going to be a huge star. And I'm telling you, I've told you this from day one. This guy's not a star.
Yeah.
He just set himself up for a dramatic failure.
Yeah, and to kind of cap off what I'm saying, like, is it really worth keeping a guy around that's going to keep causing that much drama backstage and everything? Because there's still people to this day backstage that, like, pulls fucking shit making fun of Punk still. I mean, MJF still fucking does it.
That pickle thing that he did in, like, 2 pay-per-views ago during the scrum.
Oh, when he sold his fucking MJF pickles, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I will say that 4-way match actually made me warm up to MJF quite a bit. Honestly, in the ring.
It did, because he went a lot harder than normal on that.
Yeah, and a lot of people were making comments saying, like, yeah, MJF is fun to watch in the ring because of his fucking cursing when he gets hit.
Yeah, that shit was funny where he was like, fuck, no. Another thing that's kind of interesting, Hulk Hogan recently did a interview.
Is he still alive?
What
Yeah, well,
racist thing did he say this time?
This time he actually just mentioned the amount of
Something
surgeries he's
racist.
had. No, amount of surgeries he said. He said he's
Let
had
me guess.
25,
He was happy he had a white doctor.
25 or 26 surgeries in a row. 10 of those back surgeries, and one time he went in for just one surgery, ended up having to have 10 surgeries.
What the fuck?
He's had both his knees replaced, and his left knee was scoped 5 times. His right knee was scoped 6 times, and then finally replaced. And he's really replaced both his hips.
Good God. I don't think Taker's had that many surgeries.
Well,
Hogan's
Taker had
pretty
a lot of
much android
Taker-
at this point.
Taker had a bunch of bone leveling that was done though, which is much worse.
Yeah, like I mean, I guess
In the short run, that last like probably 3-4 years he had was because he leveled out his bones,
yeah.
which in the short term made him feel good, but long term it's gonna hurt him.
Oh yeah. It doesn't help that he's fucking 7 feet tall.
He's like 6'8", 6'7".
6'10".
But yeah, Taker's massive.
Yeah. Uh, oh boy.
So I don't know how much of a fan you guys are of Assassin's Creed, but in the new Assassin's Creed game, they've confirmed a return of a great assassin.
Drum roll.
Ezio.
Ezio Auditore. The Frenzy Auditore. Yeah, Ezio's coming back again for his 6th Assassin's Creed game.
I thought Ezio.
Right.
Well, he's here. He's alive. Well, to be fair, the guy who you play as in this new one was Loki in the last one.
Mm-hmm.
Like you thought he was just an assassin, but in reality, it was Loki that was hiding as that person, and then escaped the fucking Animix or whatever, Animus. So now he's free, and now he's going into an ancestor of this body in this new one. So you're fucking playing as Loki.
I was kind of wondering when the next Assassin's Creed game was going to come out, because it's been like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, it comes out in October. It's called Mirage, and it's actually about an assassin.
I'm kind of glad that the Assassin's Creed gaming team decided to slow the fuck down and take their time on their games, because their game started to go south when it was coming out every year.
This one's in Baghdad. Is the location of this one.
Iraq.
Yeah.
Iraq.
He's an actual assassin. They're actual assassins.
Did you hear they canceled Young Rock?
Yeah.
I saw that today.
Yeah, I never really saw the reason why, but
Sonic bought the new Street Fighter and it sucks.
Okay, I never really got like I wasn't really big into Street Fighter. Like I only played it with Taylor a few times. Street Fighter and Tekken, but Street Fighter
I feel like you're either like a Street Fighter and Tekken guy, or you're an Injustice and Mortal Kombat guy. Granted, like you're one or the other.
Yeah, I think so.
I think Mortal Kombat takes the cake.
Yeah, I mean it's completely different control setup and everything.
Yeah, it's just a preference. I've never liked.
You're trying to make me do a fucking comeback. I'm not trying to do a goddamn comeback.
There was something I noticed about universe mode on the rest what the fuck year game I have, is it 2K22 or whatever. They don't have promo segments in universe mode.
Yeah, they don't really on this one either.
That kind of like puts a small wrench in my simulation league, because like that's like, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah, it's hard to do any kind of promos.
It makes you wonder why the hell they got rid of it.
I think they were planning on revamping it.
Probably. I mean,
and Sonic bought the AEW game.
I haven't bought it yet, but I know I'm going to.
I'm
It
gonna
looks very bad. It looks
if-
very bad.
if
Graphically, I'm not a fan of it, but if the gameplay's fun, then I'll be alright.
from what I've
Codes of
heard,
Blood. You can ride a skateboard in the match.
from what I heard, it kind of follows the same formula as Here Comes the Pain and No Mercy.
Yeah, and it definitely
Yeah,
looks
I'm
like
not a big.
it-
My
carbon
my
copy.
fear is it's going to be too fucking much,
Retro.
like, well, too arcadey. Because I'm not a fan of the arcade ones.
Yeah, like when I heard that they were trying to go for more of an arcade look for the game, I was just kind of like, I'm not sure now.
Like graphically, alright. The idea of the long term and doing like seasons, kinda, I'm intrigued by. But yeah, other than that, I'll hold off on some judgment.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until I see how it sells and like what people are actually saying about it. Honestly,
Hopefully, it's not another TNA game.
Hey, I love TNA.
I've heard 50-50 on the TNA game because I heard a lot of bad things, but I've also heard a lot of good things. Like I heard that like the TNA game it has like hidden gems in it.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, by all means. Just overall, game-wise, it was not that great.
I mean, graphically at the time it looked good.
Yeah.
The kick out system on the Wii was dumb. You basically had to jerk off 2 cows. You had to go left, up and down with both the joysticks consistently to kick out.
That's jerk off 2 cows. This is the moment in the podcast where I lose my shit. Oh, fuck. Shinobi. Oh,
See, I'm trying to play a little bit of Street Fighter, and it's just not fun.
haven't they really ever like changed their control system at all?
No. They said it's this modern one, but it's not even. This isn't even fun.
How's the new Diablo game?
Fantastic.
I like it.
It's fucking
Yeah.
beautiful. I'm almost. What's your class you're running?
Do what now?
What's your class you're running?
I've been jumping between. Well, I initially got to 20 with the rogue, and then I went back to my necro, which is 30 something now. But I'm jumping between the necromancer and a sorceress.
So I'm at 47 as a necromancer, and I'm running.
Yeah, like,
I
I respect my necro because initially, what did I have those? Not the bone. I had, and it's not the.
there's bone,
Yeah, it
blood,
was
or
blood.
shadow.
It was blood that I was doing because I respect it to doing the fucking shadow shit, and I'm liking so much more with being shadow.
So it's a good mixture. Okay, so like I said, I'm 47, but oh my god, I'm overpowered.
I know.
hold
I
on.
saw on your shorts.
It's gotten worse as I got leveled up because I have additional crits. Essentially, I have a move that can pull everybody into one spot, stun them.
Yep.
I have the iron
The tentacles.
golem. No,
Yeah, I
yeah,
haven't
that
gotten
one.
a golem yet.
I have the iron golem. You have to do a special quest to get to him.
Yeah, I
And he
started
stuns
it. I
people
just
for
haven't
even
finished
longer.
it.
All of the dead bodies explode, and that also stuns them. And I do additional crit damage on that.
Mhm.
And then I have a blood wave ultimate ability that turned it into a shadow ability, which sticks them in the places and stuns them as that. Anytime I'm fighting a ranged opponent, I get a triple overshield, and that's everyone I ever fight. So I can just fucking stun lock and insta kill everything. It's a really cheap build. I basically never die. I always have like triple to quadruple over shields. And then I can just stun lock people for days. So it's really ridiculous.
I saw I just got on Instagram and I saw like a short clip on Preston Vance's Instagram from his tag match, and it was the part where he did the discus clothesline on Hook, and he turned around, and I'm just like, the dude's a fucking Crimson Mask. Holy fuck!
Yeah. He was tripping like a motherfucker.
My thing is like, has Preston Vance improved since he left Dark Order?
I mean, I think he's as good as, if not a little better, in the ring. It's just they haven't really used him for much. He's just kind of there and with Lij, or not Lij,
I mean, like,
but the actual non-government.
You would think
whatever
that
the fuck there is.
you would think by the time they did the ROH show,
not
they would
blues.
have their roster figured out. But it's kind of like they need a fourth show during the week to fucking get their roster sorted out. And it's like, what the fuck, guys? How big is your roster?
Way too big currently, in all honesty. But that's why I'm saying I'm hoping with the new show starting, they'll actually start pushing some of the younger people that fucking deserve some shit, like Preston and shit.
Jesus Christ.
They did have Sky Blue won the #1 contenders spot.
Oh, she actually won that?
Yeah,
And
like
Asuka got the championship.
Yeah, she fucking well, oh yeah, it was Britt Baker did the stomp on Nyla Rose, and then whatever the other woman, and Britt fell out of the ring with each other, and Sky comes in and just rolls up Nyla and gets a surprise win.
Interesting. Jesus, let's see.
Like, I don't by any means expect her to win the title at all, but it is nice that they're giving her that, like, holy shit, all right, kind of thing.
That spotlight. I mean, she's not gonna win it right now because Statlander just fucking got the belt, and I know Jade Cargill's going on a hiatus for a little bit.
Good. Maybe she can train and become a good wrestler.
Did they say that about Eva Marie?
Well, we can hope.
No. Who's the one redhead chick? Had the really, really fake red hair.
Oh.
She was really bad.
Wasn't that Eva Marie?
Was that Eva? I was just making sure I said the right person, but yeah.
I think it was.
She came back and she did a head scissors, and everyone said, "Oh, maybe she can wrestle now."
No, can't do it.
It was the age of the Bella Twins.
Well, I mean, people want to claim the Bella twins are great, but they were trash.
Twin magic. Oh, and then you can't forget about Randy Orton's going to be retiring here soon.
Well, they just announced a return date for him.
Did they?
It's not going to be.
Why would they announce the date and not just have him randomly come back?
They didn't give an actual date. They said it's probably going to be in the late summer.
Okay, because his doctors recommend that he didn't come back, and last I heard, he was going to make the decision whether or not to come back.
I feel like this return for Randy is going to be his last. I think like he's probably going to call it, which like it makes me sad because like Randy is like the last person from the era I started that is pretty much left, and
I don't think he should ever retire. He should wrestle till the day he dies.
If his body can handle it.
He's just so consistent over the years, you know? But yeah, I feel you. I also don't want to be getting old, and that makes me think that I'm getting old.
Oh yeah. Like thinking about it, the other day, it was a promo that Randy had said back in 2000. I think it was 2009 or whatever. It was one. It was one. He said, "I'm the one that's going to be carrying this company on my back for the next 15 years." And it's like, I mean, he wasn't wrong. He wasn't wrong. Even when he wasn't in the main title picture, he basically still carried that company on his back.
Yeah, but he's one of those. He didn't need a world title.
No, like you can say, "Hey, Randy's going to be back next week." How many tickets are going to get sold? A lot.
Yeah, the last live show I went to was whenever he was the WWE champion. He was killing everyone. It was crazy. They kept having. I think after it went off air, they had like 6 different people come out to try and jump him, and he fucking RKO'd every single one of them.
Mm-hmm.
He was lit.
Okay, so I'm gonna do some quick math real quick. Because I was decided to count AEW's roster count while we were killing time there for a second.
Is that just AEW or AEW and Ring of Honor?
This is on AEW's website. On the AEW website alone, with the AEW branch by itself, if you don't talk about the Ring of Honor stuff, it's 100. And this is counting like referees, coaches, the broadcast team, and everything. 175 people employed.
Mhm.
121 of them are the male wrestlers. Like, you have 121 male wrestlers, 32 women wrestlers, 13 on the broadcast team, 6 referees, and there's 4 coaches, but I put 3 down because Billy Gunn was already on the male roster, but Jesus Christ, just on the fucking AEW roster alone, that's too much.
Well, and I wasn't remotely impressed with their last show.
And that's even also counting Brody Lee and his son, like they're still on the roster.
It's
Either
bringing
one
to you,
makes
but
a
I don't
appearance.
think there's gonna be any more Brody Lee matches.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
I
And there's not going to be
think
any
one
more.
makes appearances.
I mean, you never say never, but Chris Benoit's not coming back either.
You don't know. There's somewhere in another universe. There's a Chris Benoit versus Brody Lee match happening right now as we speak.
Yeah, maybe in hell.
Did you guys
Everybody knows Brody Lee wasn't Catholic.
Did you guys know in Paul White's career in AEW, his overall career, he's undefeated?
He's only had what, 2 matches?
He's 4-0.
Oh, he's
Can
had
you really
4.
count Captain Insano though?
It doesn't say. It just says Paul White.
Courtesy of Captain Insane.
I guess Tattoo Face is still employed, and so is Brock Lesnar's long lost son.
Mentally challenged bodybuilder.
There's no way that Sting is going to retire after Randy Orton. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Sting's undefeated too.
Yeah.
14-0. So Sting's undefeated. Roderick Strong's undefeated, even though he just signed. Big Show's undefeated. Mark Briscoe's undefeated. Jay White is undefeated. Yeah, I think that's it.
Succubus.
Succubus. So, Lyson, what do you think of the champion lineup for AEW? Do you think it's a good champion lineup, or do you think one of them kind of doesn't need it? Because we got MJF as the world champion.
Yeah.
Tony Storm is the AEW Women's Champion. Chris Statlander's the TBS Women's Champion. FTR are the Tag Champs. Orange Cassidy is still international. Wardlow's TNT, and the House of Black is the Trios Champions.
Honestly, in all of those, I think the one I have least interest in is Wardlow.
Okay, based off of like what happened in the match between Tony and I forget the girl's name. It's sad. Jamie Hayter. I don't think Tony Storm needs that.
No, I also don't see Orange Cassidy holding on to the title much longer.
Yeah,
So-
I kind of feel like you should have dropped it to Isaiah Cassidy.
Maybe Cassidy, definitely not Swerve though.
Not Swerve?
Not Swerve. Swerve's great in the ring, but he's again one of those I cannot get into any storylines with him.
Is it just because of bad writing or
Probably
Has
it's
to be
Tyson Kidd
some-
syndrome.
Tyson Kidd syndrome?
Maybe, I don't know what it is, but like every storyline it's him having 10 other people fucking attack people for him.
That sounds like
Jesus, I get bored with that very quickly.
I can hear it now from Krieger. That kind of sounds like the NWO and WCW.
I mean, it was.
NWO and WCW. It is goddamn elite bullshit that they're doing.
Nah.
The elite are trash.
Their name literally says that's not true.
Here we go.
All I'm saying is that Kenny Omega is the most overrated wrestler in the history of wrestling.
You're sounding a lot like a certain old 80s manager that used to like speaking through carrying around a little badminton racket and shit.
And how Generation Me is still even allowed in wrestling is ridiculous.
Generation Me.
Crap, now you are Cornette.
Fuck them, dude. They're nothing but a bunch of punks. Yo, I love Jim Cornette, bro. And you know what? There's a couple people in the wrestling league that agree with me that Jim Cornette is really good.
Jim Cornette is an old man that might as well be a on the internet version of Vince McMahon.
He's a badass.
He's an idiot.
If Jim
And no
Cornette
one
and
would-
Vince Russo were to get into a creative fight with Bruce Pritchard as a guest manager, referee, who would win?
Paul Heyman.
Speaking of referees, I was a little surprised that they're gonna have Aubrey Edwards
Aubrey.
in a match.
Yeah, that one kind of surprises me too.
Like, what the fuck? I mean, I get it because she got canned by a guitar, but what the fuck?
Mm,
It's
I
like
mean, it could be interesting.
Don't lie.
that reminds me of the fucking rivalry between Triple H and Earl Hebner in the 90s.
Yeah.
What was that one TNA referee that looked like Lil Nate? Did you guys ever watch that?
Yeah. That guy used to be in WCW years ago. He was like
Charles
the top
Robinson.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, he
Pretty
was
sure
kicking ass.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You had
Charles
the
Robinson.
one storyline in TNA where it was the ref, but the ref was actually fucking Eric Bischoff's son.
That was
Bischoff's son is very bad at selling moves.
David Flair.
Oh, David Flair, yeah.
David Flair. Ew, man.
Bring back some of the darker memories of WCW. Talk about David Flair. Although I liked him with when he was with like Crowbar and Daphne, though.
What about his rivalry with The Undertaker? That weird heel turn that Taker did in 2002. Where he wasn't really a heel because the fans still cheered him. You know, you're an established babyface when you try to turn heel and no one fucking boos you.
I saw the entrance the other day for John Cena in Chicago against CM Punk, and I've never heard anybody get booed louder than that.
Oh God, man, I actually remember watching that the night of, and Jesus Christ. It's still crazy to me that's the same night Alberto Del Rio won the fucking Money in the Bank.
Yeah.
Fucking woman beater Alberto Del Rio.
Del Rio. I'm also glad that Edge came back because otherwise his career was going to be ended by Alberto Del Rio.
Yeah. Alberto Del Rio ended his own career.
Alberto Del Rio is the GOAT.
I bet all he can fuck anymore is goats.
Like, who's gonna sign him? Nobody.
Like Ryback. He was talking shit to Roman Reigns, trying to claim success for Roman Reigns' success today.
Ryback still tries to stay relevant, and he doesn't. He just doesn't.
He tries.
Fucking
He
Ryback.
just gets made fun of and told just shut up and go away by everybody.
Yeah, I think he was the other day. He was on there trying to like thank Elon Musk because they're looking into him being on shadow banned and everything. And
Yeah.
every one of his followers like, dude, shut the fuck up. Nobody cares. Like it was a whole paragraph thing. Everyone was just roasting him.
I feel like Ryback's gonna be one of those people where he's gonna be nearly impossible to get fucking bullied off the internet, but eventually it's gonna give in.
I hope.
He's just so consistently stupid.
I think people just like watching. It's like when you go by see a car accident, you gotta look. Like they just want to see the disaster.
Oh my God. See, Ryback could have been something. It's just
He was an
You mean
idiot.
Skip Sheffield?
yeah, yep. He could have been something. He could have. It's just he was the kryptonite to his own destruction, pretty much.
You could just say he's mentally retarded.
He could have been the new fucking. Oh, why did it just skip my brain? The mentally challenged character that they had.
Gilbert?
Fucking no. But yes.
Gilbert?
No, Eugene.
Oh man. You know, looking back at that storyline, that didn't age well.
I wish they had Eugene in the game today. Did you see the new DLC pack? The ones they're coming out with?
I was looking at it in one of the impulse chats.
It is. Yeah, they posted about it earlier. So it's Ivy Nile. I've never heard of her.
NXT.
It's a
Tony
bunch of
Deland,
NXT people and Harley Race.
Well, and then Wendy Cho, some chick who comes out in fucking pajamas and sleeps. That's her whole gimmick.
She used to be she was part of that weird like gothic evil dark like Japanese or Chinese like trio that they were trying to push right before they went 2.0.
And
You just jetted again, right mid-sentence. What a bitch.
As you were
Just
saying,
appearing mid-sentence.
fucking cunt. That's what I said as soon as I hung up. But anyways, I was saying that the only thing I like about that was the Harvey Race thing or whatever, Charlie, whatever his name is, because he has
Harley Race.
King thing, and then it helps me push the King Krieger thing.
Yeah, because it's Harley Race when he won King of the Ring.
when was the last time Harley Race was in a video game? That's my question.
Probably what, the like Legends of Wrestling game or something, probably.
That was a long time ago.
That'd be my guess. Just off the top of my head.
Oh god.
Those games weren't bad.
If there was since you two both have the new 2K23 game, if there was like a couple characters in the game you feel like that weren't needed in the game, who would it be? And it has to be like not like a celebrity wrestler or whatever, but like a wrestler in the game where you're just like, why are you here? It can be like a DLC legend or something.
I mean, I don't think Eric Bischoff was remotely needed.
Yeah.
That would be one for sure.
The Steiners as a DLC. Most of the DLC characters, I'm just like, why?
Pretty
Who was
much,
asking?
yeah.
It wasn't even Big Papa Pump Steiner that everybody really loves. It was like young Steiner.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could agree with those. I'm just sitting
Let
here
me take a look.
thinking.
I don't think that we needed 14 John Cenas.
Oh, by no fucking means.
We don't need
14 John Cenas.
How much-
I don't think anybody asked for the Hurricane.
Hey, yo,
Man,
no.
what up with that?
Enjoy the Hurricane.
As much as I like the Hurricane, I don't think anybody was like, man, we need the Hurricane.
I feel like that what they should do for the Hurricane is that they should give the option as like another like a tire slot that's like a completely different like character or whatever, but keep it as like a one character. Give them the option to either be Hurricane or Gregory Helms.
Sugar Shane Helms. Bring back.
Doink the Clown was another one that, while I welcome it, I don't think was necessary.
Yeah, I feel like Doink the Clown's been unnecessary the last couple games. Like, he's a character that I think anyone plays.
Cody Rhodes, because he's trash.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
The fact that they put Cactus Jack in, but they didn't put Mankind or Dude Love or any of those in.
Yeah, I've noticed that, like, they've only been putting one of Foley's gimmicks in there. It's like, if
That
you're
is
gonna,
weird.
like, I mean,
They put 4 Brock Lesnar's in the game, but they can't put in, even 2 of Mick Foley.
okay, like, we sit there and we complain about, like, 8 Rey Mysterios or, like, 14 John Cena's or 5 Triple H's, but, like, the only character that I don't mind of having 4 of in a different game is Cactus Jack, Dude Love, Mankind, and Mick Foley. It's because, like,
different personas.
Different personas, different personalities.
They were the same dude, but they were, like, literally personality differences.
Yeah.
When's the last time Tozawa actually fought? That's another one. Akira Tozawa.
If it got quiet, it's hard to remember.
I'm glad they put Umaga in.
Oh God, like that's
Umaga is a nice one. I do like that one.
I was so mad when they took him out of the game, but when they brought them back, I'm like, respect. Do they still put RVD in the game?
Yeah.
He's in there. He's a 92 overall.
Damn.
He's a badass.
Like, I would say, like, I feel like some people would say that RVD is not necessary, but I feel like RVD, like, even if he's not in the company, like, he's still a nice add.
So here's something that actually made me angry. They put Shawn Michaels 2005 in the game and current day Shawn Michaels in the game.
Yes.
But not, like, prime Shawn Michaels. Like, when he was younger.
Yeah, I noticed that they stopped doing that in that new game too, which was kind of weird.
It's like almost almost retired Shawn Michaels or fucking bald, meth head, crackhead looking Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
No in between. But then you can have 3 different versions of Scott Hall.
Oh God.
Yeah, they could have just went with Scott Hall by himself.
Same thing
or
with
just
X-Pac
Razor
and
Ramon.
X-Pac
Yeah,
and Kevin Nash. They got 3 versions of each one of them.
Who the
Yeah,
fuck?
they could have just had them as like alternate attires easily.
Who the
Been
fuck is
fine.
Aaliyah?
Is who?
Aaliyah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Never mind. They have 4 Scott Halls because then they also have Razor Ramon.
The
Yeah.
one character that I kind of have a bit of an issue with, which I get why they put this version of the character in because of a legacy thing. I would actually rather have the Attitude Era corporate big boss man over the old.
They always use him as a filler. Okay, so here's another issue I had. Randy Orton. They have current day Randy Orton, Ozone Randy Orton from 02, and then 09 Orton. Why did they not have the Orton for like from when he first started like evolving and doing the RKO? It's like, why are we doing the 02 Orton? He's like a 70 overall.
There's 2 Batistas.
Yeah, well, there's 3 Batistas.
Oh
'cause
yeah.
you got Leviathan.
They have
or whatever his
Leviathan.
fucking name
So
is.
for Brock Lesnar, Randy Orton, and Batista, if you pre-ordered the game, you got the OVW versions of them, pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, so
But-
they did. Why did they do that for Shelton? Because Shelton was part of that 4 too.
Shelton's black, and they're racist.
I mean,
they made him like a
Still.
79 overall.
How about
Come on.
2 Kevin Nashes?
They have 3 Kevin Nashes.
Well, I mean, there's Diesel, and then I mean,
Then there's
okay,
Kevin Nash. Then there's an NWO Kevin Nash.
I feel like they don't need to do that for Kevin Nash.
Listen, they
Like I
have.
said, just
listen,
multi.
for John Cena,
outfit.
they have Super Cena, which is an invisible John Cena. They have a toy John Cena. They have current day Cena. They have 02, 03, 06, 08, 09, 2012, 2014, 2016, and 2018 John Cena. Do you know how many fucking John Cenas we have in the goddamn league? It's ridiculous. Too many.
I don't
Seen 'em
mind.
all.
I don't mind them having 09 Randy.
Yeah. I think that needs to be. Oh, what do you think about having Hollywood Hulk Hogan and 02 Hulk Hogan?
That reminds me of fucking 2006 when they had Hogan 90s, Hulk Hogan, Hollywood Hogan's. Like, no one's gonna play Hulk Hogan. No one cares.
And they have Old Edge and Current Edge.
Yeah.
I don't think that you needed 2 different Eddie Guerreros. They have 97 in regular, which is WCW and WWE Eddie.
That could be an argument.
They made one a technician. They made the WWE one a technician, and then the High Flyer they gave to WCW.
Why did they make him a technician?
I don't know.
That's fucking weird.
So his arms look bigger in the WCW one, but his chest looks bigger in the WWE one.
That's weird.
Anyways, I gotta grab a shower, so I'm gonna turn off the podcast. I want to keep in the chat, and then I'll hop back in after I'm done with the shower.
Alrighty, that sounds good. That's probably good because we got 2 hours in.
All right, signing out.
Woo!